Hey guys, today we're going to talk about sighting in your rifle. I have a particular technique that I like to use that saves time, saves ammo, and gets me on paper really quick. And it's called a naked eye bore sight. All right guys, first step, obviously I took my sling off. Now we're going to field strip this rifle. I'm going to take my rear takedown pin out, make sure my bolt is forward. And I'm going to take that bolt carrier group out and my charging handle. I'm going to go ahead and take that front pivot pin out as well. And I'm going to completely remove the upper from the lower. All right, so once you've got your upper removed from your lower, you want to prepare your optics so that you can make appropriate adjustments. If you need to have tools or anything in particular, have those ready in advance. In this case, I have a Vortex Strike Eagle LPVO, low power variable optic. It's a magnified optic, which is illuminated reticle. And I have a Holosun 507C X2 here, which is a red dot reflex sight. This one requires a little bitty straight screwdriver to adjust. This I can adjust by hand just by turning these knobs. I've got my upper set on my sandbag, and I've got the infinity target downrange there. Essentially, what I'm first going to do about 25 yards here. My end goal is to have a 50 to 200 meter zero with my AR. I love that zero for my AR-15s because that gives me a really nice zero for this particular LPVO, which has holdovers from 1 to 200 yards all the way out to 600 yards. So with this particular reticle, I like to have that type of zero. So I'm at 25 yards. The first thing I'm doing here is I'm looking through the bore. This is the naked eye bore sight. My eye is naked. In other words, I'm not using any extra device. I can take my hunter's gold off for this. Look down range here. And what I'm doing is I'm centering the bore on the middle C zone of this infinity target. Now it's really important to have a steady base here. So I've got a real heavy sandbag. You can see I've got my upper kind of nestled into it so that hopefully when I take my hands away, it doesn't move. That's a big key, guys. Make sure that your upper does not move and that you don't have to continually hold on to it. Now I'm looking through the bore. The next thing I'm going to do is see what I see down the bore. Now I'm close enough. I can pretty well see the definition of the upper C zone of A zone rather of the target. Now I'm looking through my scope, and I want to make sure that the scope sees what I can see down the bore of the barrel. So right now, on the bore of the barrel, I'm right on the upper edge of the A zone, upper edge of the lower A zone, right in the middle. I'm looking through my scope, and my scope, I have a little windage adjustment to make because my reticle is just to the left of what my bore sees. So I'm going to make a couple clicks, and then I'll bring it over to the right so that it sees exactly what my bore sees. And it looks good. Now I'm going to check my elevation. I'm going to nestle this back down in there nice and deep. Look through the bore again. Make sure I can see my target. It may have moved a little bit. Now I'm on the upper A zone, which is up in the headshot zone of the infinity target here. I'm right in the middle of the upper A zone. I'm going to look through my scope again and make sure my scope sees exactly what my bore sees. And it looks really good. I don't think I need to make any adjustment. Now, since I'm here, I'm going to turn my red dot on, and I want to make sure my red dot, my reflex sight, also sees what my bore sees and what my scope sees. Now, the last time I zeroed this in and shot it, it was in pretty good shape, but I always like to check my zeros on my rifles. This is something you can do as often as you like because we want to make sure we're hitting what we're aiming at, right? So it looks like I need to change the reticle just a little bit. All right, so what I've done is I've got my little screwdriver in position to make adjustments so that my red dot sees exactly what my bore and my scope sees. And I just need to make a couple of clicks, boom, to bring it into position. Now keep in mind that because your scope is canted, mine's at about a 45-degree angle, it's not going to move back and forth like this. It's going to move sort of up and down at an angle. So keep that in mind when you're adjusting your red dot. Now, once you've made all your final adjustments to whatever optic you're using, we're gonna nestle it back down again. Now what you want to do is try to find something really small downrange to look through your bore at. Something really, really small. So what I'm looking at now is the black end of the clip that's holding my infinity target to the post. And that's right in the center of my bore. My scope sees it right in the middle, and my red dot sees it. I think I'm in good shape. The next step is to put this all back together, fire maybe a 3-round group, and see where we're hitting. All right, so we got a nice 3-shot group down there. Let's go see what it looks like. All right, so first observation, my rifle is still nicely accurate. Good job, Margaret. I was aiming dead center, so I am going to make a windage adjustment to bring my reticle over just a little bit. Now, we don't want to keep this 25-yard zero. The whole idea behind this is just to get on paper and get pretty close. We really want that 50 to 200 meter zero. So the next step is just to take this out to 50 meters, get our zero there, and then we know we're going to be good. We're going to have a very little spread between 100 and 200 meters at that point. Then we just use our hash marks to 2, 3, 4, 5, and 600 meters on our LPVO, and we're good to go. So just remember, guys, a naked eye bore sight can save you time, ammo, and aggravation. Give it a try.